Hello everyone, my name is Ricia. Welcome to this training video. Today we're going to be analyzing wireless network traffic with WireShark. So today I'm going to be walking you through how data travels across wireless networks by examining some packet captures. And I'm going to be focusing on the different layers of the network and kind of how they work together, and also showing you the differences between an unencrypted and encrypted wireless traffic. So to jump right in, this for those of you who are not kind of familiar with Wireshark, it is a free open source packet analyzer that is used by a lot of IT professionals. And today we're going to be looking at two specific frames. We're going to be looking at frame 8 and frame 136. And I'm just going to go ahead and go back to frame 8. So you can see right here highlighted is frame 8. And it is an unencrypted 802.11 data frame, meaning that the data inside it is completely readable to anybody that captures it. And we'll break that all down. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and show you the different layers. So we're going to jump right into layer 2. So right here where it says IEE 802.11 data, we're going to open and expand that. And then we're going to scroll down a little bit. But first, let me just let you know that this is the data link layer. And right here, you're going to be able to see the MAC addresses, the source address, and the destination address. So as a side note, the MAC address are unique to every network device. And it's important because it allows data from one device to go to another device in the same network. And it uses these MAC addresses to reach the correct device pretty much. So I'm going and looking at this MAC address. You can see that it is Gemtech Techno, and we can see that address there. Then the destination address right here is ASCII Compute. So that is pretty much what you will see in layer 2. So moving on to layer 3, it's going to be this one right here that's highlighted. It's the Internet Protocol version 4. And you can see without even expanding it that the source, you can see the IP address right here, 192.168.100.51. That's the IP address. And then this destination IP address right here is 192.168.100.52. So layer 3 is going to actually be your network. And the differences between the IP address and the MAC address is that the IP address will actually allow the data to travel across different multiple networks. And it actually helps your data gets to its final destination. So that's really important. You want to make sure that, wherever you're sending your data to, it's actually going to the right place. So moving on to layer 4, layer 4. This is going to be your transport layer. And it's actually this layer right here. It is your, and this layer looks at, without even expanding again, you can see that this is the transmission control protocol, or a TCP system. And it shows you your source port, and this source port is 20. And then it also shows you the destination port, which is 1105. And the port 20 tells us about the file transfer protocol traffic. And this pretty much makes sure that all the data arrives all of your data arrives and also that it arrives in order. So that's really important for layer 4. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and move down to layer 7 for frame 8. And layer 7 is the application layer. That's where all the data lives. And like we mentioned before, this data frame is unencrypted. And we can actually read the contents of the data. And so if we click on it and expand it, we can see that it says that these are the times that try min souls. So from a security standpoint, this is why encryption is pretty vital and important, because anybody that is on this network can actually view this, and that is capturing traffic can actually view this because it's fully exposed. So overall, we can see the difference. We're going to see the difference between this unencrypted data and the other packet or the other frame 136, that's encrypted. So I'm going to go ahead and get us there by just doing Control G. And then we're going to type in 136 to get us over to that packet. And we can actually look at this frame, and right off the bat you can see the difference between frame 8 and 136. There is a big difference in information that they provide for us. We don't see a lot of the layers like we did in layer 8. We can go down to this. Let's see if I can bring that back up really fast. We can, if we open up the IEEE 802.11, we can see the MAC address. Let me see. I don't know what just happened. Oh, I see what happened. Let me get us back to the correct frame. I don't know what happened right there. Okay. So getting us back to the right frame, we looking at 1EE 802.11. We can look at the MAC address. So right here, it's actually switched. It's as key compute on this one, and the destination address is Gemtech Techno. So we can see that it will still show you the MAC addresses, but it just has pretty much layer 2. There's no layer 3, which shows the IP addresses. There's no layer 4, which shows you the TCP and the port numbers. And if we go ahead and look at layer 7, which shows us the data, where the data lives, you can kind of see that everything is pretty much scrambled. It's not, we can't read it. So it's not visible to us. And the reason for this, that it's missing, is because it is encrypted. So everything gets scrambled above layer 2. And essentially, only the person with the encryption code will be able to unscramble that data and be able to see it. And this is what encryption is ultimately designed to do. It's designed to protect your data. So that's exactly, what's going on in that frame. So summarizing, we looked at how these network layers work together and how they're transmitting data across wireless networks. The layer 2, the MAC address, is to identify the devices locally. The IP addresses is there so that it can route data across multiple networks. Layer 4 uses the TCP and the port numbers to provide a more reliable delivery. And the layer 7 shows you where the data lives. So we can also see how critical it is from a security standpoint to have your information encrypted. So that's definitely something that, we would want to take in consideration when we're sending, you know, vital data across these networks. So overall, I hope that you guys found this information helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.